Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm going to show you how you can protect routes inside a full stack project. Yes, we will need to use some middleware to make this happen. But I will walk you through step by step. No worries. So, our Next.js project so far does not have this security layer yet. But routes protection is actually a standard practice in the industry. Okay? In this tutorial, I will show you exactly how you can protect certain routes if the user is logged out, but also when the user is logged in. In case you are not familiar with this project, just check my playlist, this one right here, okay? And you might also want to check my repository for the code so far, okay? So let's see all of this in action. So as you can see, I don't have any user logged in. And we know that because there's no token inside the cookies, okay? So, which means I am logged out. So I can navigate to the root page, of course. Maybe I want to register an account. So I want to give that possibility to a logged out user. Maybe the logged out user needs to log in. So I also allow the logged out user to access the login page. But if the user is not logged in, the user cannot access the profile page. Even if the user tries to type this, when presses enter, see, is sent back to the login. I'm gonna show you from the home page, it's maybe easier to see. So if I try to access profile when not logged in, I am sent to the login. Okay, now I will log in an existing user and we'll get a token in here and I will be redirected to the profile page. So let's grab this user. I click login. We got the token. We were redirected to the profile page. Of course, the obvious thing is I now can log out. And if I click logout, this token gets empty and I will be redirected again to the login page. Exactly. So I'm going to log in one more time. Cool. So now that I am logged in, there's no point to allow a logged in user to try to visit the sign up page. So if the user tries, is redirected to the profile. And because I am logged in, there's also no point to allow the user to try to access the login page. If I try to do that, I am of course redirected to the profile page. So this is what we are going to be building today. Keep watching and I will show you everything bit by bit. Cool. Time to go to this repo and we can download this folder, the zip folder of course, and open this inside Visual Studio Code and then we can start working. Right, so I downloaded the zip folder for this project, right? Changed the name to protected routes and opened the folder inside Visual Studio Code. But there's two things that you need to do before moving on. First one is quite obvious, I guess, which is npmi to create the node modules that we need. Okay? And the other thing is, notice that I provide you with the .env file and the Mongo URI, but there's no string, there's no MongoDB connection string in here. So you need to grab yours. If you do not know how to, just check my other two videos and I will show you how to do that. Okay, so grab yours, paste the connection string here and then you can actually continue. okay, the server is running, it's time to check the documentation for the middleware, okay? And if you check, we can actually create our middleware file inside the source if applicable. It is applicable to us, so I'm gonna grab this code. I'm gonna open my source. Inside source, I'm gonna create middleware.tsx, and I'm gonna paste everything inside. Okay, so I don't need this comment, I don't need this, I don't need this comment. Important thing, so this matcher is where you list all the routes that you're trying to protect. Okay, so in our case it's 3 routes, so I'm actually going to use an array. I'm going to start with profile, so profile, and then the next one is sign up. The last one is going to be login. Okay, so this is where you list the routes that you want to protect in certain conditions. Okay, cool. So now we know what routes we want to protect, but we need a way to figure out which URL the user is actually trying to access. Okay, for that you can use the request from NextURL and get the path name. So I can do like const URL path equals to the request that we are importing at the top and dot next URL dot path name. This simple. Now we have access to what the user is about to visit. Now we have access to what the user is visiting, and we save the result inside this const variable. Okay, so if you want, you can actually also console log this. So if the user visits one of these routes, you can console log that. So we can use backticks in here, and we can say user visiting the URL like this, and then we need this and this, and we can pass the variable. So if the user visits like this slash profile, we'll get to know that profile. Okay, but this is not visible inside the browser's console. Okay, it's only visible inside Visual Studio Code console. See, user visiting the URL profile or sign up. See, we get that information in here. Okay, this is just for you to check and to debug in case you need. Okay, that out of the way, we need to now also define our consts for our URL path, and we need to basically create a const for each of these routes, because one, it needs to be protected when not logged in. For example, profile. When the user is not logged in, we want to protect this one. Okay? But if the user already logged in, means that as an account and is logged in, and we want to protect the other 2 routes. I'm gonna show you exactly what I mean. I'm gonna start the first const variable, protected when not logged in equals this path. Okay, and this needs to be an exact match to our profile route. Okay, so if the user is not logged in, this is protected. Okay, the next one is going to be the sign up. So sign up route, and this sign up route, okay, it's going to be sign up. Okay, so the user is logged in. If the user is logged in, we want to protect this one. Okay, and the last one is going to be login route. So login route, and the path it's going to be login. I hope you guys are following so far. If you're not understanding, definitely just go back in the video, and I think this is going to become clear. Okay, now we need to write the logic. Oh, sorry, we cannot, we have defined the protected routes and all of that, and which one we want to protect in what circumstances, but we are missing a key piece, because when we log in a user, and I'm actually going to show you if I can enlarge this and actually inspect and go to my application cookies. Sorry, my bad. So I have no token, but if I log in an existing user, I will get the token. Okay, so this means when there's a token in the browser, this means the user is definitely logged in, and we can use this for our advantage. Okay, so the user is logged in because there's a token. So, but how do we get that? How do we get access to that token? Okay, so we need also to create another const that I'm gonna call token in browser. Okay, which once again we can use next request from next, and this gives us access to the cookies. Okay, and we can get cookies. Earlier we set cookies, now we can get the cookies in case they are, of course. And we grab the token, and there might be a value there or not, so we use this syntax. So now we have everything that we need. Okay, routes that we want to protect, which one is going to be protected in what case, and we are checking what path the user is visiting, and in here we are grabbing a token, and if there's a token, it means it's logged in, so we will use that logic. Now we need to just write the logic for all of these three scenarios. So I'm gonna add comments. So if not logged in, but tries to access the profile page. Okay, we do not want any user that is not logged in to be able to manually type profile and access the profile page. Okay, so what do? We start with a if clause here, and if this route is protected when not logged in, so if the user is not logged in, if this is true, okay, and there is no token in the browser, okay, there is no token in the browser, we want to do something. We want to actually return a next response that we have here at the top. Return next, oops, not like that, I believe, next response, right? And we actually want to redirect the user to a place. So we want to redirect the user to a new URL. This is the syntax. And in this case, the URL is login. Oops, not like that, I'm sorry. Login. And we also need to add inside here, we need to add request.nextURL. Okay, so if the user is not logged in, this route is protected. Therefore, there's no token in the browser. We send the user to the login page. Okay, so let's copy this one to be a bit faster. So this is the scenario when the user is not logged in. But if user is logged in, we do not want to give access to the sign up page. Why is this? If the user is logged in, it means that he has created an account, otherwise he couldn't log in, of course. So there's no point to provide, there's no point to allow the user to access that. So we check, we can change this, and in this case I'm gonna change this, because if the user is logged in and tries to go to the sign up or login page, we want to send the user back to the profile page. Okay, ignore this error. And what do we need to check? So if the user is logged in, that means there's a token in the browser. So if it's true, if there's a token, because this is how we know the user is logged in, and it's a sign up route. So if the user is trying to access the sign up route, we want to redirect this user to the profile page. Hopefully this is clear. And the last scenario is when the user is logged in but wants to access the login page. So I'm actually gonna copy this, and I made a mistake. So let me just duplicate. Come on. Let me just duplicate this. So now this scenario is that the user is logged in. So there's a token in the browser. Okay. And the user tries to access the login route, and that makes no sense. Therefore, we send the user back to the profile. I believe I'm not forgetting anything. I'm actually just gonna crash and restart this server, and we can test to see if this is working or not. Okay, time to see if our routes are actually protected or not. So I am not logged in. As you can see in the cookies, there's no token. I am not logged in, so I am logged out. And of course, I can navigate to the root page, okay? And of course, I can try to register a new account. And of course, I can also try to access the login page because I am logged out. But I cannot access the profile page because I'm logged out. So the route is working. So let's try to log in a user. I'm gonna log in this user. As expected, we got the token and I was redirected to the profile page where I can log out. All good. So because now I am logged in, can I access the sign up page? I shouldn't, makes no sense. And I cannot. I am redirected back to the profile. And because I am logged in, can I access the login page? I shouldn't. And of course, I am redirected to the profile. So because I am logged in, I do not have access to those routes, but I can click log out. There's no token, and I am redirected to the login page. And this is it. Everything is working. I hope you guys enjoyed it and understood everything that I said. If not, just go back in the video and maybe consider checking the other 2 videos that add up to this point. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next tutorial. Bye!